Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first podcast for the Purgatorians. I'm Paul Hornsby, the producer, the director, the creator of the show, and I shall be doing this once a month to keep you up with the news of what's happening and what you can expect without any spoilers. And if you really like them, I'm willing to do them more than once a month. I'm willing to do them once a fortnight, once a week if you just want to listen to me ramble on about the show. So first of all, I'd like to apologise for the noise you may hear in the background. That is due to my laptop being 5 years old and not merely cut out for this kind of thing, to be honest with you. I'm waiting for a new PC to arrive. I know it's not the best conditions to do this in on an out-of-date laptop, but I wasn't going to do a podcast so early on. I weren't going to do this until just before the show started. But this is an upload to apologise for not having an upload. The teaser 3 that we've got waiting to come out is uploaded to YouTube, but at the moment it's stuck in copyright hell. 2 companies have laid claim to the music, even though I've legally licensed it from audiomicro.com. I've been in touch with Audio Micro and they say that they haven't laid the claim at all to this music, and it's 2 outside companies, so they can't do a thing about it. So I've tracked it. It took me a day or 2, but I tracked down the companies and I have been emailing them day after day, twice a day, and I am yet to hear anything back from them. I've not heard a word, they've not released the claims, they've not done anything. So I'm hoping that at some point I will hear back from them and then I can release the teaser for you. Now let's talk about the show. The show, I have planned quite a bit out of my head. Some people have escaped death. I did expect one person to die at the end of the season, but this person, I don't know why, but as I'm writing, he's escaped death. So someone else is going to take his place. I'm not going to say who, and you may see it coming, you may not, but it is going to be one of those twists where it will just suddenly happen. It's the kind of show where anybody can die at any moment. Think Game of Thrones meets Wayward Pines, and that's the kind of show you're going to get from us. The land is, I'm going to say this now because none of the people got this right at all in the auditions. The land is called Serenatia, and it's quite dysfunctional at best. You've got the disintegration of the Council of Five that is happening throughout the first season, which is going to lead to the second season, which is going to open up a whole new city where the Game of Thrones style's going to come into play. A little spoiler for you here during the second season, which is a long way off yet. I haven't even started writing it yet. I'm still working towards the end of the first. But there's 15 episodes written so far. In the second season, when this new city is introduced, it's going to be all nice and it's going to be run fairly and everyone's going to be happy. And then the remaining council members are going to swoop in. And they're going to overturn everything, and there's betrayal, there's murder, there's deceit at every turn. No one's safe, believe me. There is going to be a mid-season finale. The mid-season finale is going to be episode 8, even though it's going to be like an 18-show run for the first season. It was originally planned for 16 episodes, but I'm a couple of episodes away from the end yet, and 17 is my unlucky number, so I'm not going to leave it on 17. So it's going to end on episode 8. There's going to be some more cast interviews there. Oh, by the way, I should add that cast interviews are on the way. They should start coming in next week. They'll be uploaded once or twice a week. I've got to determine that yet. I've got to see how many I get. The show's expected to start in December, and I'm hoping that this will lead up to that. And then you've got these monthly podcasts, unless you want them much more quickly. And as I said, I'd do that. But during the mid-season finale, there'll be more cast interviews. However, these won't be from the questions I ask. I want you all to comment in the section below. Don't just give your opinions about the show. I'd love to hear your opinions about the show. I mean, don't just say the shit and that's it. Just leave it at that. If you're going to say that, please tell us why you think that. But if you ask questions in the comments box, some of the cast might actually get in touch with you there. I mean, we've got some active on our Facebook page, we've got some active on our Twitter account, and they may reply in the comments box to you. However, I will choose some questions out of the comments and I will present them with your name, if you like, to the cast members during the mid-season interviews. So if you want to do that, just leave your questions in the box below and I'll happily sift through them and choose them, and if you've got any questions for me, I'll answer them. I mean, I'm always writing the script, but I do take breaks and then I'll come online, I'll see if anyone's messaged me, I'll check my emails, I'll check all the other things that I need to do, and then I'll get back into the script. The logo, the title screen, that is undergoing a change at the moment. One of our cast members, and I'm going to touch upon the cast shortly, but one of our cast members, she's made this fantastic, it's absolutely fantastic logo for the show, for the titles. It's much better than what you see now, and that should hopefully come into effect before the show starts in December. I am looking around a Christmas Eve or Christmas Eve date for it to start. Now, I have been working tirelessly over the last few months trying to put together this horror mystery audio drama, and I'm hoping at some point, this will be quite a few seasons down the line, and I'm going to touch on this later as well. I'm hoping that at some point that I can actually add CGI to the show as well. Now, this is going to cost a lot, I know that, but I've been asking around for quotes, I've been trying to get as many figures as I can, and if we get enough funding to do this, like say within season 5, at the end of season 5, I will start, between season 5 and 6, I will start releasing the shows in CGI from season 1. The audio drama will always continue. I'm not going to stop the audio drama, it's always something to fall back on in case we can't afford the CGI anymore. But I'm going to try and do my best to get this show out to you as concisely as possible, on time. It's not going to sound terrible, and hopefully just bring you guys what you want to hear. The show is going to be for a mature audience. I mean, there's going to be swearing, there's going to be adult themes. I mean, in the first season, without trying to give too many spoilers away, you've got abuse, you've got slaughter, you've got suicide pacts. I mean, I'm not going out for the shock value, I'm just trying to bring... I don't want to create a story where people are happy and that's it. Nothing is happening, there's no drama, there's no nothing. That'll be pointless for me to do something like that. I can't do anything like that. I could never write for kids shows, believe me. There's not going to be any sex scenes, and even if we get CGI, there's not going to be any nudity. But I just will make you aware that there are going to be adult themes, and there might be speaking of sexual acts. Now, the cast themselves, they are a fantastic bunch. They are only working for $5 per episode, per person, per episode. And they are going above and beyond the calls of what the commitments are, basically. They're working behind the scenes, they're giving them input, they're offering suggestions, and it's, as I said, one person's even offered to work on the logo. I'm going to speak more about what the cast are doing a bit later on, but they're just a fabulous bunch, believe me. And the interviews that they're doing, I have emailed them and told them to be honest. I don't want anyone to think that I'm putting words into their mouth, because I'm not. Each of them are going to give their own opinion of the show, of their characters, of any of their past work, so you can go and have a look at what they've done. And I'm really hoping that you're going to listen to these interviews and enjoy them, and they get you geared up for the show itself. So I'd like to thank all the cast for the hard work that they're actually doing for the show. Now I'm going to talk about our future plans. We are going to go on to Patreon at some point. The show is always going to run on YouTube with ads. And Patreon, I'm going to give... The cast have been emailing me with these fantastic merchandise stores where you can customise the merchandise, and there is some good stuff on there, believe me. I mean, we're scattered all over the world. We can't do rewards like come and meet the cast at a cast party or anything like that. But we've got one lady who's doing a concept art book. She's been through art college. She's going to do these sketches. She's going to do these amazing drawings that are only going to be unique to the rewards. They are not going to be released in any online store or anything like that. These are only for the rewards people themselves, for the people who pledge a certain amount of money. Now it's not going to be £1,000 or something silly like that. It's going to be at least affordable, believe me. Now we know about Patreon being like pledge $1, pledge $2, $5, etc, etc. Now, when we go on it, obviously the $1 rewards are not going to be much at all. They're probably going to get you the ad-free show. That's about it. But the higher rewards are going to be more than pens and cups and t-shirts and hoodies. I mean, I am looking towards t-shirts and hoodies, don't get me wrong, but they're going to be along the lines of, well, actually no, I'm not going to tell you yet. I'll wait until the campaign's up and then you can see where you go from there. I'm just waiting for a reply back from a merchandise store to see if I can buy one at a time instead of in bulk. And then I'm going to buy them, I'm going to take photos of them, and then we will start looking at Patreon. If we get the pledges in, I'm going to start buying in bulk. However, I want to tell you why I want to do Patreon. It's not just to cash in or anything like that. You're going to get the show, and you're going to get the early access to the show by a week. You're going to get the early access interviews. You're going to get them before the mid-season finale. So there may be some spoilers connected into there for the last episode before the mid-season finale, so I do advise you wait. But you're going to get early access to the cast interviews. They're going to go, every single cast interview will go live. I'm thinking about letting it go live just after the day after the final episode airs. But the people on YouTube who are not pledging, they're still going to get to see them, but they're going to come out once or twice a week. The people who pledge, they're going to get them in bulk. So they'll probably get like 3 episodes of cast. So they might get 3 episodes of cast interviews per week instead of just 1 or 2. So they'll always be ahead. But the reasons why I want to do this is I want to hire a professional editor to do the editing of the show, to make it sound much better for you guys, and all I want to do is bring you quality, and I know that I can deliver some of it, but my expertise is not high up, so I'd rather get someone higher who can give you surround sound and things like that. I can do stereo fine, but surround sound, it's beyond my limits. I want to get original singer-songwriters in, so you can have an original song at the end of every episode. And I am thinking about selling the soundtrack as well at some point, so you'll have original compositions on that soundtrack as well. I'm looking to get original composers in, so I'm not using all the royalty-free sites. So I'll be paying original composers. I'll be sending them the voice files and saying, listen, can you create a dramatic piece around this, or a horror piece, or a mystery, or something like that, so they can fit it in perfectly to how it goes. And I want to get a good Foley artist in, because if you troll the royalty-free sites and you try to find the exact sounds that you want, you may find a bulk of them, but it's like I've got a certain sound of footsteps that I want, and they are not in there. I cannot find the royalty-free sounds for these type of footsteps, or that I can add echo to, or anything to make it sound like I want it. So if I get Foley, a proper Foley artist in, they will be able to create all these sounds we need at consistent quality as well. And then, as I said earlier, I want a CGI artist to bring the show to life visually, so you've got that as well. So the audio drama will continue, but then the visual ones will be coming in after the seasons as well. So I'm hoping that at some point I can get to that, but that will be a long way away, believe me. So all that remains now is for me to thank you for listening to this podcast. I'm guessing at this point, because I've been going on for so long, that my audience retention is going to be completely through the floor. But yes, thank you for listening. Please, as I say, comment in the box below and tell us if you're looking forward to the show, ask the cast questions, drop us a like and subscribe if you're wanting to keep in touch with the updates. Let me know if you'd rather hear these podcasts more often, or with the state of my voice, probably not at all, but I just thought you guys might like to know how the show's going along. So on that note, I'll bid you a fond farewell until next time, and we'll get another podcast from me next month as soon as the teaser's out of copyright hell. I'll allow that to go live, and thanks to the cast for being a great help to me. This producing malarkey is a lot harder than what you think it out to be. I've been working non-stop since the 25th of July, believe me. Anyway, on that note, I'll bid you a fond farewell, and I'll see you next time. Bye!